Everything. Maybe there is an AWS outage.
I think we're okay, GM. We appear to be fine. Yeah, there was a little bit of a panic from the dude. Like, oh my God, did the AWS outage affect GM Farcaster too? Not as far as we know. Can you see us? If you can see us and you're in the chat, let us know. But we were just having a normal level of late because I had to reset up my whole thing, and I kind of forgot about that last night until I just went to go like sit down, and I went, oh, I got to reset my
Is
microphone.
that because you were traveling? Like things were packed up? Yeah.
Things were packed up. So that was why we were a little late. You can see in my background, I've got my New York background today, and your background is a little different. So your background would be related to this cast. So we'll just jump into that even before the intro. My feeling when they asked me for my opinion on some crypto topic, which is funny. From the I'm assuming that's from this weekend, Snow Kings.
That's
so
my feeling when NounishProf asks me for my take on content coins in 5 minutes from now.
Not 5 minutes. It definitely won't be 5 minutes from now. We're not starting with that. I can't. All right, but we do have to get started. So we will be back on the other side of this fabulous 60-second intro. Welcome to GM Farcaster, bringing you everything from breaking news to spicy memes to the deep lore shaping this vibrant digital community. More than just a show, GM Farcaster is your digital third space where the community connects, the stories unfold, and the culture thrives. Whether you're a daily caster or just dropping by, we've got the latest buzz to keep you plugged in. So grab your coffee and let's dive in with your hosts, NounishProf and Adrienne, for another episode of GM Farcaster. This episode of GM Farcaster is powered by Clanker. Each Monday, we'll bring you the latest news from the Clanker team and highlight the builders innovating with Clanker and Farcaster. Visit clanker.world to launch your token and check out all the new features that Clanker V4 has to offer. Thank you, Clanker, for sponsoring GM Farcaster. GM Farcaster. It is Monday, October 20th, and you are here with NounishProf and Adrienne for 29 minutes of Farcaster news to start your day, plus a Clankcaster Spotlight with the dude chatting about bribe in about 25-ish minutes from now. I do need to just cast one more quick thing, or actually tweet this. So 1 second. And Adrienne, how was your weekend getting back from all the fun in New York City?
My weekend was lovely. I'm a little under the weather. I apparently had too much fun at Aptus Experience last week.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun though too. I had like a interesting travel back. I don't know if you saw that we were like, they're like, get ready for landing. We're 30 minutes out. And then like 10 minutes later, they're like, we're diverting to Orlando. Why? And because a plane ran off the runway. So they shut down the airport. I was like, I was this close. I was this close. Was this close? So then I spent about a couple hours in Orlando before we got back on the same plane and headed back home. So that was interesting.
That sucks because the New York to Florida trip is really one of the easiest routes ever. Like it's so easy.
Yeah, and everything else went great. Yeah, everything else was fine, very smooth, no problems. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like this is where the problem happens. Like those
weather-wise in New York, it was like a spectacular weekend. Like just
it really was
sunny and warm and perfect fall weather, and I was in bed.
Yeah, it was a beautiful week while it was there too. Except it is shocking to me how much drier my skin, my nose, everything gets just from being outside of Florida. Like my body's so used to this moisture that as soon as I leave it for even anything beyond 3 days, and it's just like a mess when I come back. Not as bad as when I go to like desert areas, but still not great. Anyway, okay, moving on. That's enough about the dryness of my nose. Nobody needs to hear that. Moving on. This from Brad Q. 29 seconds of Farcaster. What did you miss this weekend? The dominating topic this weekend was creator coins and the direction of base, and to some degree, Farcaster. It's too much to summarize here. Yeah, it's too much to summarize anywhere. But I think GM Farcaster will discuss today. We will a little bit towards the end. I thought it revealed a lot of interesting thoughts from sharp people about the big picture of why we are here, even at times wrapped in a less than helpful way. Brad has such a nice way of words. But safe to say, it brought out all 37 users and about 43 opinions. Maybe I should gather the cast for a summary. Not a bad idea. I think it would be good to like throw those into ChatGPT and get a summary. I just didn't get a chance to do that. Limone.
Or Nanar?
Or Nanar. Or Nanar. Actually, Nanar. Yes, that. Sorry. Tag Nanar. Let him do that. Limone.eth announced that FarCon Rome has dates. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. It has a location as well as a mini app and website, to the excitement of many who are going. A-Town has continued to hold the attention of the timeline with Try Emerge, and this weekend released a big feature that you can now upload a photo to use in creating a workflow, elevating FCers' creativity. Paoli, is that the right way to say it? Every time. I'm like, we've already talked to him about this, and I think I did it wrong again.
He's told us exactly how to pronounce his name.
How is it again?
And when he told me, I knew I understood it. It went into my brain, and it has escaped me. It's so embarrassing.
I was hoping you were going to save me. Okay. Anyway, announced that Recaster FC client is going to focus on delivering content and not trading in coin news. There you go. He said it's for his own taste, but it seems like if done well, could draw quite a bit of interest from FCers. Be the client you want to see in the world, kind of thing. I think Gandhi said that. Hank Moody does great work in the background to build community and help new people. He was at it this weekend, laying out a cluster of apps and tools for new people. Steve Beachy has a great series on learning crypto with sense, and he dropped an explanation of Monad, which everyone seems excited about, but nobody seems to know what it is. And then about us that we're on with episode 301. Thank you, Brad Q, for always giving us this really great summary, as well as summaries throughout the week of what's happening on the timeline. And the big news, FarCon Rome is happening on May 4th to 5th. Enjoy the best time of the year in the ethereal city, spring, sunshine, and the energy of Rome in full bloom while meeting your Farcaster friends IRL. Our venue, Palazzo Brancaccio, okay, maybe, is a historic, I gotta get out the Duolingo right now, is a historic gem in the heart of the city, just a short walk from the Coliseum and easily accessible from both trains and airports. Public ticket sales open soon. Stay tuned. Very exciting. And you see lots of people who actually know the area are excited about the location. This is going to be really special. I'm excited. I started looking at some hotels and some options and some air flights and things like that. And okay, we're going to need some more sponsors. Anyway, it's at least not going to be quite as expensive as Argentina. So glad only one of us is going there. But yeah, so this is good. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited. I think Lamone's doing a great job pulling together so far. Location looks great in terms of where it is in the city. I kind of was staring at maps and figuring things out. And so this is going to be a lot of fun. All right, moving on. This from DWR PSA. Farcaster is adding more crypto functionality, and mobile app store policies in some regions don't allow crypto apps. Other popular wallets also have to follow these rules. A very small number of users will be affected by these changes. If you're one of those users, the app will notify you and will let you both export your Farcaster and wallet recovery phrases. So that's good news. Continue on. How will I know if I'm affected? When you open your app, you'll receive a pop-up notifying you that the app is no longer available in your region and instructions for how to back up your recovery phrases. So you can actually export your wallet. So I would recommend, if you have any concerns that you might be in an area where this is going to be a problem, that you go ahead and do that just as a backup, just in case.
What about mobile? I assume, what about the desktop? Just the web app? I'd imagine that would still work.
I would imagine too. And
like
also you could also
limitation.
probably have like VPN and stuff like that too with web apps. So yeah, I think you'd probably be fine with that way. But also probably good to just do the backup as a just in case. Like throw it into Rainbow, have it as a backup so you don't lose anything. This from Dillstack: mini app notifications are now live in base app. Regularly re-engage users or drive them to live actions in your mini app. Existing Farcaster mini apps with notifs should work out of the box, but check our docs in the next post for more info on how to integrate. And he also has a great video here. So if you want to, if you're not sure and need more info, just jump in there. So ours is working, correct? People getting notified. That was working last week, right? We had like early access or something. We were special. No, we weren't.
We were special.
They just didn't announce it. It was out to everybody. They just didn't announce it. We just started using it.
And here it is. I'm in base app. It shows up in notifications, same as Farcaster.
Did you have to do too much to make that work, or was it just like it just worked?
No, literally zero. Had to do zero.
That's fantastic.
Except test it. And I'm using the NANAR notification.
Okay.
Tooling.
So there you go. So if you're using NANAR notifications, it should work perfectly. And if you have any issues, reach out to Dillstack and he will assist. Adrienne, so before I go to this next, I don't want to show this cast until I set it up. So our 300 episode on Friday was amazing. We had a lot of fun, and it was it actually worked pretty well. Like, I was really nervous about technical challenges and things like that, but it worked really well. And it was so nice. Like, I was really touched by the number of comments that people were shouting out, like, thank you. Like, Dan had said something, a bunch of people shouted out and said, happy 300, amazing consistency, and thank you so much for those comments. But there were a couple that were a little extra special that we just have to share. And this one was absolutely next level. So this was Peachy's mother made this. So this is from Peachy. Happy 300th episode, GM Farcaster. My mom is one of your biggest fans and made this to celebrate. A little nod to spooky season and all the hard work NounishProf and Adrienne put in each day. You ladies are crushing it, and we are both super proud of you. I was like emotional that somebody took the time to create this, and that was just incredible. So thank you, Peachy's mom. We love you right back. Like, that was amazing.
Did you zoom into the details?
Yes, like
there's a whole outfit. It's purple. There's noggles. There's a fox wearing sunglasses.
There's a fox on the shirt.
A skeleton for spooky season. Like so good.
Crazy. I was like, wow. I was really like, that floored me that somebody took that effort. So thank you. That was very sweet. And then this from Jake: 300 episodes is a lot of work. Having done a lot of podcasts myself, I admire that persistence. Much respect to NounishProf and Adrienne for GM Farcaster, the most prolific podcast on Farcaster. And then we said, thanks, Jake. Appreciate you and all you bring to the FC ecosystem. It gives us lots to talk about. And Phil said, my pleasure.
Weird.
That's why I shared that one. I thought that was really funny. So well done. Well played. Well played.
He's not even trying anymore.
I know, it's really impressive. This is really funny too, and to follow up, they have which FC celebrity is actually an undercover CIA agent? Gotta be Phil. Too good looking, intelligent, and fit to not be. And I said, oh, cool. New conspiracy theory unlocked. So I don't know which FC celebrity would be a CIA agent. And if we think they are, then they probably aren't. Lesson there. So there you go. It's going to be the last person you suspect. So in other words,
which makes that the first person you'd expect.
Bert worst. Bert worst.
Bert.
It's Bert. It's Bert. Fun fact also, my uncle was a CIA agent way back in the day. He was a paratrooper in World War II and then went into the CIA and was even got an award for it, which they immediately take away from you and then give it to your family once you're dead. So there you go. But interesting dude. And moving on. He was one of those guys hanging off that helicopter going out of Saigon. There you go. This from Rocket Man. Introducing CoBuild DCA. You can now subscribe to your favorite coins on Farcaster with as little as $1 a month. Buy coins continuously today. So that's an interesting new feature of CoBuild. So you can visit the Discover tab to see what friends are buying, like what you see, subscribe in one tap. For example, Statuette just subscribed to my Zora Create a Coin. I was able to subscribe back in one click. You can view the coins you've subscribed to and see your return over time. My Zora subscription ripped, still holding, still hodling BTC. Okay. And then another example, I visit Jacob's page. I can buy Jacob with $5 every week with trades executing continuously. So really interesting. Really interesting new approach to think about this again. Like we're looking at new ways to do Web 2 things on Web 3 essentially. And if I think about something like a Patreon, this feels like that, but you don't necessarily, there's no explicit benefits to doing it. But this is another way to kind of support a creator on a regular basis. So interesting approach. I still prefer Hypersub, but that's okay. I think all the experiments are good. We'll talk about that in a minute. Speaking of experiments, here's a new one. This is Signet. So you can, this is Signet. Let me read this from If Signet Token Economics Explain. We can just call it tokenomics. The app is dead simple, fully on-chain permissionless. Want to feature your Farcaster cast on the on-chain Spotlight? You buy 100 Signet, your cast takes the Spotlight, and those 100 Signet go straight into your wallet. That's literally it. More traffic, more Spotlight value, more motivation to mint, higher token price, more traffic. The loop keeps turning. But here's the cool part. Every Signet is backed by Hunt through Mint Club's bonding curve system. When you mint Signet, the contract locks an equivalent amount of Hunt inside the curve. I'm not going to continue on because it gets a little more too technical than we probably have time to really dive into, but you can take a look and learn more. The app was showing as the #1 app right now. So getting lots of activity. I went in and dropped my cast in there. It stayed there for 1 minute before somebody outbid me. So just beware. However, that said, If did point out to me, like, well, you still have the Signet tokens. Okay, so you don't really, even though you're swapping, like I swapped USDC to pay for the Spotlight, I get Signet tokens in return. If the flywheel works, flywheel.
Oh. It's our drinking
game. If the flywheel works, then you would essentially should be earning, it should come back more if it continues to percolate there. So interesting. New experiment. Go check it out. You know, I think there's been a lot of experiments with attention. I think If said that he was inspired by QR for this one. So it's a little different approach. Exactly. Yes. Drink every time the podcast, a crypto podcast says the word flywheel. If you didn't understand what we were doing there. So interesting. Check it out. Very cool experiment. And it's right now trending. So there you go. This from Yasik, from Kenny, sorry. Yasik says, we're running it back, so we're running it back. 2025 DGen Halloween costume contest is live. So there is a 12.22 thousand DGen, might be even higher right now, or $25 USD. On the line for the costume contest. So if you want to participate, get your costume ready and jump in there. So there you go. A couple of years ago, I dressed up like my PFP. That was kind of fun. I have those pictures somewhere. Yeah. And I held my dog for the dog. Mookie was my crypto Ray. Eating pizza. I had pizza in one hand. I'll find it. I'll post it. This from Sophia Garcia. These bots, they're trying to scam me. How is it this easy for bots to get onboarded onto FC anyway? Well, we don't know for sure they're bots. They're scammers of some sort. I mean, they could be bots, or they could just be people doing crazy things. This is if you're getting like sugar daddy messages in your DCs, I would say report them, block them, do not accept them. There's somehow there's a scam at the end of this road. We don't know what it is, but it's there somewhere. It did make me go check my my requests just out of curiosity, and I did have a couple as well. So I didn't know if it was just being for the young girls, but no. So we all got some.
Yeah, I think everyone is full of. I think even the guys are getting these. I think it's literally going to everyone.
Yeah.
I think my advice to anyone who's not a scammer but trying to slide into the DMs of someone for different opportunities, because people will DM me things. My advice is like tag someone up publicly if you want to get their attention. Yeah. They're more likely to see it than go like hidden, because the DMs get hidden into a request. You don't always see them, and they're kind of buried with all these
especially
scams.
if you're like talking about like a legit project, definitely tag us. Like we'll check it out. Like, hey, can you check this out? Sure. Like, sure, I'll check that out. If it's a legit project on the timeline.
Let's not overpromise.
I'll check it out. I'm not saying we're gonna feature it. But I'll look at it, and I've had people do that, and
that's actually the difference between me and you. Inside your podcast, there are two wolves.
There are two wolves. I'll actually check it out. I really will.
But also, when you if you do tag something publicly, you're also like you said, you get attention from other people. Someone else can see what you're looking for.
Don't tag me on something stupid, but like if it's something like if you have a new project or something, I'm happy to look at it.
I think for me, like I'm such a bad read. I don't trust my own instincts in terms of who I can trust. Yeah. So I therefore tend not to trust a lot of things. Like if I don't know you from somewhere before, I just am skeptical. So I think if you're posting something publicly and you're risking your reputation, you're more likely to be reputable.
That's a good point.
Like you're more likely to be.
It's another signal of
genuine
it's a
or
signal
honest.
of trust.
So,
yeah. And I think we're always evaluating signals of trust. And I've said this many, many times that trust is the real currency in Web3. And I trust nobody, but I assume positive intention unless proven otherwise. If you're not getting any messages, that's not worth it. If no one's trying to be your sugar daddy, it's okay. Because it's not real anyway. So don't worry about it. You're missing. It's fine. You're missing nothing. Moving on. This from our friend Jonathan Colton. Number 69 in the mini app store. Woj's resume. This was really funny. This was actually very smart, is what I will say. Woj created like this mini app that has his resume in it, which I don't know why it's not loading. It was loading for me earlier.
It's on AWS, of course.
It could be on AWS. It could be the reason. But it was loading, and it just was like the cast that he had posted, plus the a little bit of his like work history. So funny. Yep, that's what's going on. But I was like, oh, very creative way to get attention if you're looking for a job. Especially if you're looking for a job building mini apps, that would be the exact way to get attention. This from Nick, quoting Larson over on Twitter. He had done, I think it was him. Yeah, it was. No, it wasn't him, but he was sharing this. Binance listing fees exposed. CJH Tech and NT Money join Unchained Pod to discuss how Binance demands 8% of token supply, whether founders are afraid to speak out, and why the revolution won't be centralized. So interesting. There was a lot of discussion about different exchanges and what was needed to list something, and also around Base doing listings for every token and things like that. So this was this came out last week. So very interesting to see discussions around that. So go check that out. Okay, I'm going to take a breath for a second. We're going to very briefly talk about this, and then we're going to bring the dude up because I see him in our hanging out in our green room. Okay, so there's been a lot of discussion about creator coins and all that, but also there's been a lot of angst, anxiety, general crankiness, complaining on the timeline. So I said something about this last night, which I actually wrote it Saturday. And then I went, you know what? I'm very tired. I've been traveling all day. I'm going to not post it yet. I'm going to look at it in the morning. Just glad I did. Made a couple edits. Then I posted it. And even that one, which said nothing about coins, didn't say anything about coins. It became a whole discussion about coins, which actually there's a lot of good meat in there. And I didn't even pull that cast, but I'll add it to our show notes. Cassie and JRF and Derek got into a really interesting discussion that went way beyond the initial cast about Ethereum and decentralization and tools and a whole bunch of things. So some of these posts have been, or these casts have been, some of the discussion that ends up happening underneath them are actually very interesting. So.
If only we had reply bumping, maybe I'd see some of that.
If only, but you don't. Okay, so I'm not going to read this whole thing, but this kind of was one of the ones that got a lot of attention from it's Basil. I don't know why I said Basil, like I was going to Art Basel. It's Basil. And it kind of started off, I love this place, but it's not getting any better. And I guess I'll read a little bit of this because we need to, in order to set this discussion. I talk to 4 or 5 builders every single day. And over the past few weeks, the tides have started to turn. Almost everyone I've spoken to who's trying to build a real scalable product with the intention of surviving across cycles is seriously questioning the direction of Base and exploring alternatives. It's heartbreaking. Nobody, not a single person I've spoken to, wants creator coins, not one. The only people building in that vertical are the ones trying to fix very problems they created. We're perpetually pushing 10 people on Zora with all the deep Coinbase relationships. What does this have to do with Base blockchain? Half of them aren't even builders. More than half of them won't be here in a year. Can we be honest about that? It's not because they're bad ideas, but because they launched on a creator coin launchpad that makes zero sense. Are they creator coins? Are these projects? Why is there a trading competition? None of this makes sense. Why are we forcing a square peg into a round hole just to sustain a broken narrative? Do you know what builders really want? They want a faster chain. They want gas stability and sponsorships. They want $10K checks. They want to build on your blockchain, not build around it, not force into an app chain or elsewhere. You are a blockchain, build a blockchain, support the folks building on it. That's all they want. That is your only job. Okay, so keeps going on. I'm going to read one other part of this. Do we really not see this again for the nth time? This only goes one way. Please, can we be real? Farcaster tried to build for creators for 3 years and got nowhere. What about Lens? What about every single attempt before? What about the last 5 Zora models? Come on, man. Okay, this seriously, it's very long. I'm going to push back, and I did push back publicly on this, and he did walk it back a little bit, where it said Farcaster tried to build for creators for 3 years. I'm like, I've been here for these 3 years. No, they haven't. They have it over the past year, like this calendar year. They have. Yes, they did make that approach and have done some work around that. But in terms of funds that have gone into creators versus what they've done for devs, it's not even close. Like most of the focus in terms of any funds, as well as attention, as well as time, has gone in terms of Farcaster, not talking about base right now. In terms of Farcaster, has gone to devs, like
totally
by a large amount, like 50x or something crazy in terms of, because also devs and builders and projects can also earn for rewards. So if you're getting, you know what I mean? So there's, it's not even solely for quote unquote creators. So anyway, that was the one part that I was like, okay, let's just clear up. This feels factually inaccurate. And he agreed, yeah, you're right. I should pull back on that one. So I just wanted to clarify that. There's a couple others I'm just going to quickly point out before we jump into this very quick discussion. There was some replies from Derek, and I think Derek's replies have been very good. And when I said I'm seeing a lot of complaining, I'm not seeing a lot of people talking about solutions or better suggestions or anything. Derek is the exception to that rule by far, because he has actually laid out, and he actually, posted a couple other replies that I had missed. He kind of he said, oh, he added those to that thread. And I went, yeah, you're right. You actually have put some specific ideas of where you think there, are missteps and some better suggestions. And then this was for Compreni. He also was talking about this, and also was specifically talking about social things like friend tech and et cetera, BitClout, friend tech, et cetera, and how those aren't really working. And this is similar to that. And then you've got Samuel Huber with a little bit more optimism here. I don't think Farcaster is going to fail. I don't think base is failing. The discussions around both failing is because we care. You don't find that non-price related care in 99% of the ecosystems. We have something special here. Glad to see the discussions, though I always remind myself of the above. Okay, and then one last thing. This is Linda's response to the negativity. If you have a dog, it is your obligation to share a cute photo of them in the feed to help us start off this week great and also cleanse the timeline. So my dog says hi. Okay. Is it me? Or are you just tired of talking about creator coins?
I'm not tired because I don't talk about them.
Okay.
My stance is like, I don't talk about them. Yeah, I thought about this a lot this weekend. I didn't cast much about it because I casted one thing. Apparently I didn't get as much good conversations on my thread that you got on yours, but
I don't even think I saw yours.
No.
Did I see yours? Did I comment on it? I don't even think I did.
No, it's okay. I guess I think the original sin of content coins for me.
The original sin?
Yeah. You ready for this?
I am ready for this, actually. I am very ready for this. This is interesting.
Complicated?
It's too complicated? Is that what you said?
Yeah, there's just too much it's just too complicated. Like I really like I like the Farcaster like NFT version of collecting posts, like kind of direct, but
I do too.
But I haven't gone all in on coins. Like I'm not tying my financial success to my coin. By the way, I am an active participant. Like I enabled my creator coin on Zora. I'm posting on Zora. I'm posting on the base app. I'm posting on Farcaster. Like I'm trying all the things and I'm not overthinking.
Same.
I'm not looking at the outcomes or the output yet. It's like my feeling is you got to just like let people try things and see how it ends up.
Yeah.
I just like don't have a lot of sympathy for the overly cynical takes of like, because it's not working yet, or because it hasn't solved every problem or my problem, therefore it's a failure. I just can't get worked up about it.
There's some good comments here. One thing I learned recently, largely due to Farcaster, we can just ignore things too.
Kind of
Pretend
my
they simply not there. And also, I think that's a good point. I also think Moxie gave a ton of PTSD, and I don't want to give this life again. But
Okay,
also,
I have no
I think that, and I think friend tech, like before that, like I do think there's some in BitCloud before that. There have been multiple experiments. So to Comprani's post, I will say I get what you're saying. Like it's been tried many ways and failed. That doesn't mean the next experiment isn't going to work, but it doesn't bode well. And I think that's why people are very cynical about it, if that makes sense.
Maybe. But also, like, what's the expectation for any of these things? Like, is the expectation of, like, I'm just going to keep living my life posting on social media about what I'm eating, and then I expect never need to work a real job again because everyone is paying me creator coins. Like, it just feels completely unrealistic.
So what you're saying is we're not getting generational wealth off of yak shit? What are you saying? I don't understand. Oh, that's a Clanker. Never mind. We might.
Clank.
We might.
Yeah, Clanker, you know, who knows? But anyway, what I wanted to bring to the conversation, and this is what I had casted, was everyone's kind of debating the execution of, like, do the creator coins work? How does it work? I do think there is something, though, like from a base perspective, like it is coming from the top.
Yeah.
So it feels like, here's our point of view. We believe coins are the answer, and therefore everybody has to adopt it.
And therefore you're wrong.
Screwed.
Yeah. And
so I think
I get that. I understand why people feel like that. I do not get that from when I've had conversations with Jesse about this. I guess, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Where yes, he feels very strongly about it, but also they're still doing a lot of other things. It's not like it's the sole thing they're doing.
Yeah,
but
and this
it
is exactly
feels that way.
Right, but you're describing exactly what's wrong with social media. Is everybody's takes have to be distilled down to one cast, and then you bring all of your past experience and biases and ascribe. I mean, this is why I like having one-on-one conversations with people, why I like long form podcasts, why I like, you know, looking at things like zoomed out. But going back to what I was saying is, like, my take on the creator coin is, like, you're focusing on this execution, and I think there's probably a lot of valid debate to happen, like, about how you should monetize social. I just felt like one of the things Jesse talks about a lot, which I think gets lost, is why we're even doing it anyway. And and I think it's like what I said is social is already being monetized. It's already being monetized. It's just not distributed evenly. It goes to the platforms, and the Web2 platforms take a 90% take rate or 95% take rate. And I have nothing but respect for people who are trying to make that better.
Yeah. But I think also what I hear you saying is,
what would the token do? What would the token do?
Totally. There's not a lot of that discussion, right? It's just coins are the answer to what problem, though. It's not like, what is the problem you're solving? And
and I think the problem they're trying to solve is twofold. One is, okay, create a better, less extractive system for creators to earn, one. And then two, revenue for the platforms themselves. Like, let's be honest, like that's what they're, looking to do, which you have to find monetization if you're going to continue to be sustainable. So I understand that. This from Chompix. I feel like having a creator coin is a double-edged sword. It makes me feel like I have some responsibility on my followers' finance. Exactly one of the big pushbacks from me as well, that I had those conversations with Jesse very early on and Jacob, and within different messages when it first launched. And also, his take on that is, yes, that is how it feels right now, but hopefully if it becomes more normalized, it won't feel like that. We'll see.
Right. And it's a difference between the patronage model, which is like, here, I'm supporting my creator, right? Here's because I want to pay for content and support the creator with no strings attached and no expectation, versus I'm buying their coin, which feels like some investment and I'm expecting that to be valuable for everybody.
Right. Exactly. And I think that's, I think if you're a content creator and you have an audience, if you're good, you're going to think about your audience. Like, you're going to think about your viewers, you're going to think about the people you interact with, and you want to provide value. If you have sponsors, you want to over deliver. So all those things are what you're trying to accomplish. So then if you add this other layer where you could literally dump on their heads, not good. If you're earning from fees and you don't have to sell the token in order to earn from that, I feel like that's a better model that works. And that's why I tend to lean more towards Clanker versus Zora at this time, because I don't feel like, in terms of execution, to your point, that they've nailed that down at this time. That could change. I could be wrong. And I've said that from day one. I could be totally wrong. This is how I feel. Like, this feels a little off, but at the same rate, I could be very wrong. And I hope I am. Like, I hope this is wildly successful. Like,
some of this is also on like what timeline are you playing in?
Right.
So on a short enough time, like if you're just thinking short term,
right,
coins will not work.
Right.
They don't, because there's no time, like they won't accrue enough value in a short term.
Yep.
So I think everyone will be disappointed. If you're truly building for like an infinite timeline, then it doesn't, you don't really have to focus then on kind of.
And I think in terms of Zora coins, they have like a 5-year vesting or something for creator coin. Like, they're thinking long term. Again, we don't know what that looks like because we generally can't think beyond 5 minutes. So
literally,
I think that's the challenge. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just think also it kind of just forces you to think price, like financialization, like something about the coins feel fine. And not everybody wants everything financialized.
Yeah.
Even though we agree creators, like, we should be getting paid and there's more equitable ways to, like, we can all agree on that. It doesn't mean you want it in your face in terms of,
and I think that's why that's why the NFT model feels better to me. It's like, I'm giving you something in exchange for supporting us. Like, you're paying for this, but you also get this pretty JPEG that sits in your wallet and you get it forever. And maybe it goes up in value and you can sell it and earn something off of it. But if it doesn't, you still have this, digital souvenir,
but it won't.
if you will. But it could. And also,
but it won't.
But it could. Or it could lead to other rewards. So we could use that token to then identify our supporters and say, I don't know, if we were creating another token for, like, I don't know, cast out, and we wanted to say, hey, thanks for supporting us over this time, here's an airdrop, we could do that. Just saying. Something we could do. All right. You're muted. You're muted.
Oh, sorry. I'm just saying, I'm glad we solved content coins today.
We solved it today and it's all done and we never have to talk about it again. All right, moving on. We got some Clanker news and we're going to bring up the dude in just a second. But first, a couple quick notes from the Clanker team. This from Bertwurst. Wasn't sure about sizing, but I think we nailed it. Thank you, Moon Poppy and Clanker, for the fire pit. And so the Clanker team was sending out some merch. This is a lovely little tank top, shorts number for Bert for when he goes running. There you go. This from Jack, wondering what pool fans building on top of Clanker? ? Check this thread out to see how tokenizing fees can look like for your project, which supports existing tokens as well as new tokens. They're also covering Clanker from a technical perspective too on their thorough docs. So check this out. And this was in response to nodes in Pool Fans. AO Pool Fam, this might be too complex if you're not too deep into DeFi, but for those who want to dive in, I also made this model in Google Collab. So you can check out what Pool Fans is up to and how they're building on top of Clanker. And next, we're going to bring up the dude. But first, let me level set here. We need to do our Clanker. Where is my little Clanker Spotlight thing? Hold on. And we need a clank. So here we go. Clankcaster Spotlight. We're bringing the dude up right now. Behind the scenes, and very excited for this Clankcaster Spotlight where we're going to focus on bribe. So welcome, the dude. Hello.
How are you guys doing?
I had to be like, you can just be your PFP and talking. That's fine. So the dude isn't on, except we've met him in person, and it's a lot of fun to have you here. And we're also planning to have you on episode 420. We've already booked it. So
nice. Okay.
Very excited to have you here. I want to just read this cast so we kind of like set the stage here. So this is from you introducing Bribe. Literally put blood, sweat, and tears, magic, and weed into this mini app. I hope you guys like it. You can finally send audio messages on Farcaster with a twist. It allows you to send bribes as audio messages to anyone on Farcaster, and if they listen to it on time, they get to claim the bribe you sent them. If they don't listen to it on time, you reclaim your bribe back. It's on Arbitrum, so you need some gas on there to claim. So you can check this out here, and then you also had Clank Clank, a token that goes with it, which is on Arbitrum as well. So that's what you'll also need. So very cool. So talk a little bit about how this works. Actually, let me, this is kind of cute little look here. But I'm going to go back to this one. Let's talk about Bribe. What inspired you to build it, and how does it work? And let's talk a little bit about your building process.
Sure. I mean, first, you guys can hear me, right? This is
Yep.
good.
If you can speak up just a smidge, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I'll come closer to my microphone.
Perfect.
Awesome. Yeah. So, yeah, Bribe, wait, sorry. What was the first question?
So what inspired you to build it? Let's start there.
Oh, well, what inspired me to build it was most of these apps I use for communicating with people, like Telegram and stuff, iMessage or whatever, they all have voice messages, and you can send voice messages. And when I'm sending DMs to people, I usually just use narrate mode. So like I talk into it and Siri types whatever. And half of the time it's just wrong. It was just like horribly wrong. And I'm like, and then I had to go and edit it. And the flip side of this is I like voice messages, but I also don't like voice messages. So like when I'm in the middle of something, I'm like, I can't listen to this voice message now. And it just goes. Like it's just 3 days in, I'm like, oh shit, I forgot to listen to this voice message. And so I was like, hey, what if we made it like, and on Farcaster, we're building the attention economy. So what if I made it so that we can actually send audio messages on Farcaster, but we also incentivize people to listen to it on time or not? So like, for example, I had sent, JC Sparks, I sent her I think it was like $100 bribe at first. And she was like, oh, sorry, I wasn't able to listen to it. I was too busy with this Apto stuff. And then we chat, and I'm like, it's okay. I reclaimed the token back. And she's like, oh no, I had $100 bribe waiting for me.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. And I probably missed some too. And that's the one thing that I think I need to get a little more dialed in with is putting this into my rotation of things to check. Because I think I missed one as well. I think it's really a creative approach because there are times where it's easier to just do a voice message than try to type everything out, because a lot of times things get lost with tone and all those kinds of things. So I think it's a different approach to what we've seen. I think reply was a good first approach to this type of reply, and you earn something, but that was text-based. So I love that this sort of twist on it. I do have another question. Why did you decide to build on Arbitrum instead of another chain?
Well, I really wanted the Arbitrum grant
Okay.
because they were giving Arbitrum grants for top 5 Arbitrum grants, and I actually read it wrong. So I thought they were giving $2,500 for each of the projects. I'm like, whoa, that's cool. But they were actually giving that much to split
That
it.
was a pool. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, I got
Still
it twice.
something.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
And we've shared that a few times that Arbitrum's been doing for mini apps, has been doing like these pools of 2,500 at a time and doing the top ones in there. So I think that's great. I'm glad to see that you took advantage of that. Amazing.
Yeah. And I think it's one of the first. I also launched using Empire Builder because Berserker, and Divify, they're both.
We just call him Jordan now since he's been on the show.
we have the same birthday, so he just calls me birthday twin. So I could just start resorting to calling him that, but yeah. Funny. So it's the first Clanker that was launched on Empire Builder, and like I didn't tell him I was doing it or anything. And then like in the morning he DM'd me and he's like, did you launch this? I'm like, yes.
Oh, he was like, is this really you? That's funny. Amazing. So how has it been going so far? What else do people need to know about Bribe?
Well, right now it's not working because of the AWS, because of the AWS, but we're not. Well, I'm not storing the audio in AWS servers, but the mini app was launched using Vercel, and apparently Vercel uses AWS stuff.
It's just this lovely domino effect that's hit a lot of things. So yeah. And then how long are the voice messages stored? Is it really just 24 hours and then they're gone, or is it like, do they remain if you've accepted the bribe?
It depends on how much the sender sends it for. So I think the maximum is like 5 days.
Okay.
And the minimum is 6 hours. So if you listen to it in between that, if the recipient listens to it in between that time, after they listen to it, the audio is kept for 48 hours and then it's deleted.
Okay. I just had a really good idea. Hold on.
Nice.
I just had a really good cast out idea. So I just need to type it before I forget. So if you're watching right now, you probably just got a little alpha. Because I just had it, I'm not saying what it is, but I had an idea. Very cool. Adrienne, do you have any questions for the dude? Well, we've got the dude here.
No, what else should we talk about?
You launched the sorry, I forgot. You launched the Clanker on Arbitrum as well?
Yeah.
Is that correct? Yeah. Very cool. There aren't too many that are out there. I don't know how many Arbitrum Clankers there are.
There's not that many. There's a couple really nice mini apps that have Arbitrum Clankers, but I think it's less than 50. I'm not sure.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Is this your first mini app you built?
No, this is my second mini app.
Oh,
what's the first one?
How's your experience?
Well, I'll answer Adrienne's question first, and then
go ahead. Yeah.
Well, the first part of my cast really explains how my experience was. Is just like I literally put blood, sweat, tears, magic, and weed into this mini app. It's just like there were so many people who helped, like that I needed help, where I was just like, there were so many times where I'm like, okay, I'm giving up. I can't get the notifications to work, or I can't get the claim button to work. And then I couldn't get the audio thing to work. And now everything works. But I had like Compusify help me with the notifications, and Divify helped me with like the claiming. Like it literally takes a village to do it. But my experience overall was good.
I could just totally agree. Having built mini apps, I think that is one of the biggest lessons I learned is don't do things alone.
Yeah.
Because a lot of us that kind of approach Farcaster solo, you might not know people, everything's permissionless and kind of free to build. But so many people are wanting to help, but they can't help if you don't ask for it. So
exactly. So
Yeah.
I even messaged Savage from Minted Merch, and I was like, I love you, but you suck for making it look like making
It's
mini
easy.
apps so easy. Yeah.
Yeah, the crack devs make it look easy. It's like, I just whipped this up yesterday, and you're like, oh wow, okay, well, I should be able to do that. No. No. It's harder than you think.
Exactly.
But it's possible. So I think it's a great point of ask for help, and ask for help publicly on the timeline. And I've seen Adrienne do that many times and get assistance. So
there is a mini app developer group chat and people from Merkle monitor it and will answer questions. I never use it. I mean, I do sometimes, but I'd much rather post publicly than in a DM, because other people will happily answer it as well.
Yeah.
And also I like looking dumb on the timeline. It makes other people realize that we're all dumb.
I love that. That's actually good. That I should do that more often.
Look,
how do you put weed?
Advice from Adrienne: look dumb on the timeline. It makes everybody else feel good.
How do you put weed in a mini app? I just haven't. I haven't gotten that library yet. No.
Well, first of all,
you do the manifest, and then it's.
Well, I mean, first of all, I think two ways to approach this. Well, there's 2 leaderboards in the mini app. One that comes with Clanker already, and there's one inside bribe that goes up and down depending how many you send, how much bribes you send, or whatever. And so I hard coded myself to spot 420 on that one.
Oh, that's funny.
So I'm never gonna get rewards from that anyways. So I might as well just hard code myself to number 420.
That's
but
hilarious.
I also one of the reasons why I smoke weed is because I have MS, multiple sclerosis, and so it helps a lot with my pain. And while building the mini app, I just had I mean, it's not, I don't think it's related, but I just smoked more, I just consumed more weed than than I do usually. Also
than average.
Yeah, exactly. Also, yeah, hi mom.
Typical.
Hi mom. Hi mom. Oh, that's funny.
Have you made your mom margaritas recently?
I have not. I made them margaritas last time I was with them.
I saw you post. They look delicious.
Thank you.
That's nice.
We could do lightning round questions.
Yeah, let's do some lightning round questions. If anyone has questions for the dude, drop them in the chat. I think Bribe's a pretty straightforward mini app. I love it. I know it looks straightforward. It looks simple. It's not. It never is. I know it took a lot of work to get it there. But I love that you're thinking like that. I love you're kind of bringing audio. Makes sense for you because you've always been a music person, so makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Adrienne, hit him with the lightning rounds.
Oh, before that, can I get back to your original question of what my first mini app was?
Sorry, I forgot. Yeah,
my first mini app was called is still active, and it's called Offline Viewer. And I think Offline is still in the chat. I have StreamYard open, but not the YouTube chats. But she saw me making a mini app, and she's like, "Oh, I want to make one too." And then she asked for help making it, and so it's basically a gallery of art. They're called epochs, and she curated the first 4, I think, and then we've had other really cool artists on. We have Iteration on right now. The Gray Wash was on there. Eric Bulkins is going to come. So basically, you submit your art on there. You DM. There's a button that says request epoch, and it requests like it sends me a DM or a timeline message or something, and it's like, hey, can you feature my art on here? And you send your art, and every week it changes, and we put a new artist, and you can just tap through, and like it's a very minimal app, and like even like when I first shipped that, even the notifications or anything weren't working. So it's a very, very big steep hill from one app to the other, you know.
I'm looking for it really quick to see if I can pull it up, but it starts
with a 0, like as an offline 0, like her username. But also, I don't think it's going to work because of Varcel.
It may not. Yeah. Offline viewer. Okay, I found it. Hold on. I was on offline's site. I was on her profile trying to find it.
Oh.
I think it might be down at the moment.
Yeah.
But I was trying to pull it up, but I think it's just down right now.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll include the link in the show notes, so to remind people to go check it out. Very cool. All right, Adrienne.
All right.
Want to do some lightning round?
Yeah, dude, we're starting with the question I ask everybody, which is, when and how did you make your first internet friend, which is someone you met online first and then later became friends IRL?
Oh, that's a good question. I feel like it was like the old days of like PlayStation 3 or something. And I met a guy who, like, we were playing online games, and it turns out he went to my college, and that's how we met.
Wow.
But
cool.
So like university, I think, maybe first or second year of college.
That sounds right.
What's your favorite?
Like the usual answer. Yeah. Besides us.
We should aggregate. I got to aggregate all these someday because
a lot of gaming answers. Yeah.
Yeah. What is your favorite channel on Farcaster?
Oh, well, GM Farcaster, obviously. I'm wearing the t-shirt. But...
Are you, though?
I mean, I'll send you photos.
It's so easy for you to say. Yeah.
I believe him. I've seen him wear that t-shirt many times. I believe him.
What's your favorite holiday?
Oh, what's my favorite holiday? Love a good Halloween. Halloween's great.
Are you gonna participate in the Pixar It Didn't Happen DGen Halloween challenge?
Oh, maybe. The last year I was going to, but the guy who got it was just so good anyways. So.
They're running it back. Okay, morning person or night owl?
Both. Both, actually. I sleep so little that I'm usually like up until late and then wake up early.
My answer is neither. I sleep so much. Beach or mountain?
Mountain.
If you were to write a book, what would it be about?
Oh, I'm actually almost done writing a book. It's,
cool.
how I'm doing like daily and nightly affirmations like every night. It's just basically that, but like in book form.
Oh, cool.
Amazing. I love it. Congrats.
Thank you.
You should reach out to Amelie at Alexandria and put it on chain.
I did.
Oh, cool.
I did. I was talking to her at base camp, and she was like, "Wow, that's a great idea." And she's like, "There's so many great book ideas from Farcaster friends that I think she's just gonna pull us all together into like one."
That'd be fun.
Or something.
Do you write all your affirmations? Are they like original thoughts?
Yes, I do.
They're beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, and if anyone's not following the dude, he shares. Do you do 2 a day? I thought it was once.
Grand Rising.
It's once a day. One a day, but I also write 2 in the cast because usually when I'm going to bed, other people are waking up on like the other side of the planet.
Okay, what is the next country you would like to visit?
Ooh, well, Rome for Farcon Rome, obviously. But
there we go. Italy it is.
And then
I'll see you there.
And then, yeah, and then we should all go to Amsterdam for 2 or 3 days. You know, have a little excursion.
I can imagine that would be one of
why
your favorite
Amsterdam?
places.
Visit China. By the way, hi, base China. You are on saying hi on Twitter, so we can't chat
Yes.
back. You didn't see, but
Oh,
we'll
we
do
didn't see our hi. Okay.
Farcon China someday. Concert or sporting event?
Concert.
What is your biggest fear right now?
What is my biggest fear right now? I actually haven't thought of a big fear recently, so let me think. Can we get back to this question?
Sure. Optimist or pessimist?
Definitely optimist.
What's one thing you wish more? I know. What's one thing you wish more people understood about crypto?
Oh, God, so many things. But one of the things is that it's just not full of scammers, you know? It's just like, yeah, like anything, but anything, there's going to be scammers, but also like the banking industry also has many scammers. So it's just that it's the crowd you identify yourself with, you just have to use discernment and I understand the things. And if you, like Prof said, if you ask in the timeline stuff and you get your answer from credible people, then you should be fine,
Right.
All right. If you could bring one person, living or dead, to Farcaster, who would it be?
Oh, whew.
We're going deep.
Ooh, nice. Alan Watts would be great. Love Alan Watts, or yeah, definitely Alan Watts.
All right. Last question. It's a very important one. Think about your answer. Kiwi skin on or off? Don't answer incorrectly.
Both. Well, I mean on, but off too. I mean, most of my life I've eaten it off, but I've also had it on. So,
all right. Thank you so much, the dude. It's been a pleasure having you here. I'm really glad we got to spend a lot of time with you in New York, and it was awesome to chill and also have you at our 300th episode. So yeah, it was amazing. So thank you for that support.
It was
and I do want to say hi to Base China. I did comment back, but I don't know if those comments go into the chat. I don't think they do. So just FYI to anybody watching on Twitter, we do see your chat comments, but they kind of just stay within that Twitter chat. So those who are chatting with us on YouTube may not see those. But anyway, we're glad you're watching. That's exciting. Thank you, the dude. We appreciate you being here with us. We're going to wrap this up, and we are going to be back on Wednesday. Adrienne, are we back at our regular time, or do we have a guest? I can't remember.
We are back on Wednesday at our regular time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern. We will do news followed by an interview with guest Zal.
Oh, fantastic. Yay, we're finally having Zal on. I'm very excited. We will see you on Wednesday. Also, be sure to keep an eye on Cast Out. We're going to be wrapping up player selection and player applications. We have sponsorships coming in. We have a new sponsor, a new title sponsor, Splits, and we'll have more about that later on Wednesday, as well as on the timeline. So thank you, Splits, new title sponsor. And so we'll have more information about Cast Out on Wednesday. Adrienne, anything else before we sign off here?
No.
That's it. All right. Thanks, the dude. Thank you, Clanker on bass, for being our Spotlight partner here. So thank you so much. And we will see you all on Wednesday. And with that, everybody, thanks for joining us for this episode of GM Farcaster.
And thank you to all our partners and HyperSub supporters bringing this episode to you. Follow the GM Farcaster channel for all the latest updates and add our mini app on Farcaster and the base app. Until next time, bye-bye.